Welcome back to Wild Drama Stories, where you get all the drama from a safe distance. Look for the timestamps in the description box. Story number 1. Opie writes, I, 27 female, have a cousin, 26 female, with who we were really close and people thought we were sisters. But that changed in high school. She became a completely different person than what she was. It got to the point that she relaxed my hair with her hair relaxer, which is a strong one, and mine was a soft one, to see me in pain because she started dating my ex-boyfriend because she was the other girl. Because of this, I had to cut my hair due to the fact that it was expired and my hair wouldn't stop falling. After that, she would steal friends and boyfriends just to spite me, but I didn't let this affect me. From 2018 until late 2019, I dated my ex, 33 male, and she hooked up with him and got together. She thought she would affect me by doing this, but she was livid that I didn't care. She started harassing me by sending pictures of them together and leaving on my balcony a black voodoo doll, which I got a restraining order due to the harassment, but it was for 6 months, lasted in 2020. Now to the present. She recently got engaged and she announced it on Facebook. I don't have one friend, and family told me all about it, but I didn't care. And the wedding was going to be a Christmas wedding. Recently, at family dinner, she asked me to be her maid of honor because, quote, thanks to you, we met, unquote. Everybody stopped talking and paid attention to what I was going to say. But I flatly said no. She then asked why, and all I did was gave her a look that said, quote, you know why, unquote. She then started saying that it would be a good opportunity to bond again. I told her I wasn't going to do it and asked for someone else, since the day she was having her wedding, I would be away on a trip. She started crying, more like manipulating, quote, that if I can't do this, I would be uninvited to the wedding, unquote. I told her, fine by me. I didn't wait for her answer. I left her with a surprised Pikachu face. When I got home, I got angry texts from my family saying that I should be the bigger person and do this for her. Toxic much? Well, that's what happens when you're raised in a Latino household. And I explained this to some friends and my boyfriend, 28 male. They told me I did the right thing by turning this down, and I gave her my reasons. I don't care about becoming the villain in the family. I'm just avoiding drama and toxicity. I'm just saving myself. Well, Opie, I think you did the wise thing and absolutely the best thing for yourself. Why would you want to go to this wedding? She's going to make it a nightmare experience for you if you are her maid of honor. I promise you, and you know it, you would be running around like a headless chicken doing things for her, and nothing will be good enough. But let's hear what other people have to say. Someone comments, quote, uninvite you to her wedding, unquote. When you already said you'd be out of town on that date? Wow, someone wasn't paying attention, lol. Good for you for being calm and rational. Cousin sounds like a nightmare. To this, Opie replies, she is to the point that not even her own father wants to know about her. Someone else comments, she would definitely be the bridezilla from hell if you had said yes. You would be at her beck and call. Her bachelorette party would be epic due to her demands. Her bridal shower would be over the top for what she wanted. Good on you for saying no to the crap show that would be heaped on you. Someone else comments, yeah, this marriage either won't happen or it will not last. She is doing all of this to get at you. She is escalating because you will not give her the reaction she wants. Keep living your best life and ignore your family and this hag. Her next story is that you are just so jealous of her. Good riddance to her and her circus clowns. Do you, because that irritates her more than anything. Someone else comments, without knowing anyone in this post, of course, this sounds like an elaborate setup so that when the officiant says, quote, I now pronounce you, unquote, she can give you a huge F-you, I win glance. She wants that glance above everything else, I think. You made the right, sensible choice, of course. You're denying her what she wants most, that assurance that she can feel victorious. To this OP replies, thank you. I feel sorry for the poor, unfortunate soul that's going to be her maid of honor. Let's get a final comment and then we move on to the story of the friend that ran off with wedding cake, on the day of the wedding no less. Someone comments, quote, thanks to you, we met, unquote. I'm glad you didn't give her the reaction her knife twist was designed to elicit. And the fact that you already had plans for a trip over Christmas ruined her dramatics. Good for you. You held your cool and didn't allow her to force you into a scene. Have a wonderful trip and send her super nice postcards. Story 2. Opie writes, my 28 female best friend, 31 female, was supposed to have her wedding in mid-January. It was scheduled to be a very lavish wedding, the theme being blue because she did not want to have white on white with the snow. My best friend was quite a bridezilla the days leading up to her wedding, and bridezilla is not quite the word for the day of. She was being a complete witch, for lack of a better word. My task, of course, was going to be, quote, something simple for someone who had done so much to help me, unquote. Her words. This task was very much not simple. The drive to the bakery was 45-minute trip each way, and Bride suggested I drive slowly to avoid the cake being messed up. So I would have to take a separate route, which would end up being around 1 hour 15 minutes on the trip back with a cake. I got up bright and early at 6 a.m. and began the trip shortly thereafter. By the time I got back to the venue with the hotels everyone was staying in, it was about 9 a.m. So, as I'm unloading the cake, Bride's mom starts to look uneasy. I thought it was because it was freezing outside, but she called over my best friend and she went absolutely berserk. Well, somehow she failed to inform the cake decorator that she would like the cake to be a matching blue color as well. How does one forget to do this? She adamantly denied that she forgot to inform the decorator of the color, but this was only one of many grievances from the bride that were her own fault, that she very much blew up at and did not acknowledge they were her fault. My best friend got all in my face and told me I needed to go back ASAP. I obliged. I made the trip back to the decorator and profusely apologized as I explained the situation. Apparently, no big deal on a big wedding day for someone else and a slow day for cake decorator. I FaceTimed with my friend the whole time so she could see how everything was going. She seemed very pleased over the phone and said it was perfect. I paid for the touch-up on the cake out of pocket and left. I got back to the venue at around 12. My friend saw the cake being set up and immediately blew up once again. She accused me of swapping out the cake she had seen over call for a different, crappier version. She did not let me even get one more word in as she backed me into my car seat and made other people pack the cake in the back. She told me to come back with a, quote, correct, unquote, cake, or I would be cut from the wedding. I took my chances and just drove home. I put my phone on silent and ate the cake with my boyfriend and our families. Nobody knows the real story of why I had a wedding cake randomly on a Sunday night for dinner, except for my boyfriend. I do not feel guilty. I will update this later in the day when I get home from work. I posted this on a whim last night before bed. Thank you for everyone telling me I'm not crazy. We'll be back with the aftermath story. Oh my goodness, Opie, you did not. Oh my word. Let's get the update. Update time. The ride home was good. She didn't realize I wasn't there until much later. Boyfriend and I like to call it the heist drive, LOL. About an hour and a half after I get home and tell boyfriend the story, she starts texting and calling. Voicemails on voicemails of her threatening to call cops, send her family down to my house, which I wasn't even staying at my house that week, so she wouldn't know my address. I ignored all of the calls because I thought it was humorous. Boyfriend and I giggled every time she called and left a new voicemail. Total count was 56. Though halfway through, she resorted to telling me my dress was still there and that I'd missed the ceremony. Yeah, you mean the dress that was 2 sizes too small for me and yet still insisted I could power through the ceremony with? No crap, I didn't last through the morning. Also, her pictures were royally messed up thanks to me. She had an ombre theme going with the bridesmaids in their pictures, lightest dresses on the outside and darkest on the inside. I was the maid of honor, so my dress was to be extravagant and matched well with the bride's. She told me that it would completely tie the pictures together beforehand, which I didn't really pay much attention to. Seeing the photos afterwards, she was right. They looked completely screwed up and off-center. It definitely pissed her off because she had that look I knew so well from our years of friendship in her pictures. She really had been a good friend up until a few months before the wedding, so I cut her some slack for acting irrationally because I also tend to act from an emotional place. However, I'm just learning to stand up for myself and not take crap from people. So cutting her off was really easy when given such a good situation to do so. For those asking, yes, she did have to get a store-bought cake. It was a sheet cake that I can only assume came from Kroger or something because I saw one very similar the weeks after. I had a really great time eating the cake with both of our families. A bonding experience that is certainly one of my dearest memories. Something else ironic that I'd like to tell you guys is that the whole reason I posted this is because boyfriend, fiancé, proposed last night. Completely reminded me of the situation, and I'd like to let you all know I will be much more considerate when my big day comes around. I guess I should be calling boyfriend through this fiancé, but it is still weird. He thanks you all very much for the kind comments and wants to also let you all know that he thought she was a witch the whole time. Guess he really does know best. If I've missed anything or you have any questions, I will be responding in the comments. Thank you all for the validation in my wrongdoing. Opie, my goodness, I don't know what to say. I guess congratulations. Let's hear what some people have to say about this. Someone comments, I read this and was like, quote, who in the hell doesn't pay the bakery to deliver the cake to the venue on the day of the wedding, unquote. Was it just a sheet cake? Because a multi-tiered wedding cake is kind of a pain in the ass to transport, and bakers are better equipped to do that, and also to do any touch-ups needed after transport. Crazy! And by the way, the request would have been a hard, quote, no, unquote, from me. To this OP replies, no, it wasn't a sheet cake. From what I know, decorator charged a, quote, large fee, unquote, for delivering. Bride was very well off, but is quite a penny pincher. She likes to save money and do it her way. Someone else says, F that, especially with the price of gas. You should have made her pay you for gas each time she sent you back. Well, that's it for this installment of Wow Drama Stories. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, wishing you a drama-free life.